first day of school. It's the first day of school. What? First day of school. It's the first day of school. Hey teacher friends, happy first day, first week, first month, or even if it hasn't come up yet, soon to be first day of school. Welcome to Sutton Teaches Secondary. I am Miss Sutton, but you can call me MarQuitta. And welcome. I am excited because school has started. And my first day of school was a little bit ago. I am just excited to talk about what I did for the first day because it's always a great day to get things started. It sets the tone for the year. And even if your first day of school has already passed, I've got some great ideas for things that you can use just as community builders and fun activities for your classroom. So stick around, say what's up in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe because you don't want to miss out, teacher friend. We have fun around here. So y'all, let's get into it. My first day of school actually was not anything that I planned, to be honest. So because we had not been back in any real big hybrid situation, very few students came back for hybrid. A lot of our students had not been to school in almost a year and a half, basically. So we spent the first day campus-wide doing some campus things around like COVID protocol and just like, you know, reacclimating kids to school, which was important for us and our students and just what we had going on at our school. However, after that, it was free reign. So for my first day this year, I decided to do 2 activities, and I felt like these were great because I think this is really the year of just building community and enjoying one another as students and all of those wonderful things. It was just important for us to have a moment of like enjoying one another versus it feeling like, welcome to the first day of school. These are the rules and all of those wonderful things that we normally do to our students, especially in middle school and high school. So I did 3 activities. Let me tell you about the first one. So the first one, we did speed dating. Now, you've probably done something similar in your classroom before, and maybe if you've done speed dating before, you've done it with like things related to a book you're about to read, or I don't know, there's lots of ways to do it. For this one, I like to do it because I wanted a couple things to happen. One, I like, to facilitate folks getting to meet one another. I let students choose where they get to sit because that's my carrot. And then if you can't handle it, then I move your seat, and that's my discipline. It's an easy situation for me. So students tend to sit by someone they know and feel comfortable with. And I like that too because I have students talk to their neighbors a lot. And it's a little easier sometimes in the beginning of the year to talk to someone that you know. But that does not mean that we don't get up and meet new people in the classroom. So the way I do my speed dating, first, I use my cards, my wonderful cards. If you have not seen that video of my Target haul where I talk about how you can use cards for facilitating people being partners, I will link it here. I think I'll also link it in the description. But I give students cards. They have to find their match. And then I post a question on the board. And I'll show you a couple of questions that I post. But they're easy questions that are just like fun, get to know you. What's your favorite this? Or what do you think about cooking? And depending on how much I want them to talk, I make the questions a little longer or shorter. So this year I made them kind of deeper because I wanted them to get to know one another and talk a little longer. I set the timer for about 1 minute and then I let them go at it. If you want to make this more structured, then you can set a way for students to know who's talking first. So you might say the oldest student, or the student with the longest hair, or the student who has on black shoes, or the darkest colored shoes. That is a way you can make this more structured so students aren't wasting their time going, you go first. No, you go first. Especially if there are a lot of students in your class who don't know one another or who are shy and don't want to talk. So we did the speed dating first. That was really nice. It was a way to kind of break the ice, students to get to know one another, and it's a great way for them to understand how we're going to be moving and getting up and talking in the classroom. Then I had students split up into 2 different activities because one of the activities requires students to move around, and because of COVID, I don't want all of my class of 30 plus students walking around for multiple minutes, 10 minutes or whatever. I did a activity called Investigate the Teacher. This was not my activity. I actually found it on Teacher Pay Teachers. I believe the store is called Right On with Miss G. I will link the assignment or the activity in the description box, but it's lots of fun. And then the other half of the class was doing the syllabus search. So a few years ago, it dawned on me, like, duh, why am I sitting here talking in front of students and going over the syllabus and their eyes look glazed over and they are very upset about listening to the syllabus in every single classroom, and then they honestly don't even remember anything that I've talked about, when they are old enough for me to give them the syllabus, because I've written it in student-friendly language, and to give them questions that are guided towards the things that I want them to remember from the syllabus. So that's what I do. So the syllabus search, they get their syllabus, and I give them a list of questions that go along with the syllabus that they have to find the answers to from reading the syllabus. And I love this because, like I said, I'm not sitting up here going, and this part, and this part. And they're not sitting there looking bored out of their minds, but they have to read the syllabus, because in order to answer the questions, they've got to read through. And then number two, they're getting the main ideas, like they're being able to write down the things that are most important that I want them to remember from the syllabus. So it's actually a valuable tool versus being just a formality for the year. Now, that was happening simultaneously with my other students who were doing Investigate the Teacher. Now, let me tell you about Investigate the Teacher. Investigate the Teacher was fun, and it was my first year doing it, and I loved it. It definitely is coming back next year. So basically, students have time to walk around the classroom and basically investigate you based on the things that they see in the classroom. And this works really well if you have things up in your room that give hints, or things just around the room that really give hints into who you are and those kind of things. If you don't have a lot of that up in your classroom, then I suggest creating slides that have information about you that's not super obvious, that maybe you could pass out as evidence, and then students can draw conclusions based on that. And the cool thing about this is, what's funny is, they notice things that maybe you wouldn't have thought about, right? Like, I'm thinking they're gonna notice what school I went to because I have a pin it up, or they're gonna know that I'm the cheer coach because they saw the pom-poms for the girls, or they're gonna know that I love my family because I've got pictures up of my family. But they pick up on little things that you wouldn't have thought they were gonna notice. I also let them look around near, like on my desk and near my desk. I did not let them go in my desk. Don't let your students go on the desk. Like, I did set boundaries. They found out what my favorite color was because of all the things on my desk. I didn't even think about it. It's just coincidence that I bought all these things that are purple. They found out, one of the kids looked at the pictures and found out, like, one of the pictures was an older picture and had printed the date. And I'm really good about not telling kids any dates because I don't want them to know when I was born or graduate or anything, so they don't figure out my age. It's just a fun joke we have all year. And he found dates on pictures. So was able to, like, figure out how long I've been teaching, all kinds of things, and you'd be surprised. And I liked it because, one, it's a cool way for them to get to know me versus me showing them the slide that says, like, I'm your teacher. They had to do the searching. And then it led to a really good conversation about what we're going to be doing in this class, and how just like they're searching through the classroom to find meaning into who I am there and draw conclusions based on the things that they see, that's what we're going to do with text. And I feel like that leads to a very good conversation for any subject that you teach, right? Because that happens with math, that happens with science. Science is very inquiry based. That happens with history. You're looking at artifacts and drawing conclusions based on those. So it was just, I love it. I think it's great for secondary school, and you can kind of adjust it as you need or make it fit whatever's going to work for you. Love it, love it, love it. So, and then once students finished, they had time to work on both. They wrote down their conclusions of what they thought about me and all that kind of stuff, and then we switched. So after students switched and finish the assignment, the second assignment. So if they, they did whatever one they hadn't done. And then we had some time to debrief. So things that they investigated about me, we talked about. I was able to confirm some things and help. And then we had the conversation, like I said, about how it lends to what we're going to be doing in the class. And then that's a good segue into the syllabus search, right? So then our discussion led to the syllabus, and then I verbally had some time to just confirm and stamp the learning on things that I wanted to make sure they understood from the syllabus. It was great, y'all. I really, really loved it. But I think for the first couple of days back, I wasn't trying to hit anything too heavy. I really wanted some time for students to get to know each other, for me to get to know the students, and for the students to get to know me. Right? And for us to kind of understand that we're back in being in a classroom, and we're going to be here all year trying to not give each other COVID and like making this work and building community. And it was exciting, and I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. Now, if the first day of school has already passed for you, I think these are activities that you can totally do later on in the year. I think Investigate the Teacher can happen any time of year. You can always pull it out and have it work. Or it can be you flip it on its head and have them investigate something related to whatever topic, right? Like if it's science and you're doing like some inquiry-based stuff, investigate this animal or investigate this theory, right? Like you can kind of make this work and implement it in your class in lots of different ways. So I wish you the best. If this is your first day of school ever as a teacher, ever, you got this. You're gonna do great. I believe in you. I'm excited for you. If this is your first day of school or first week and you are not a new teacher and you're coming back, welcome back. Yay, we're about to do this again. In the meantime, remember that you are amazing. All right, bye.